straight away this time. Of course, we're now outside the power play, so that means 4 fielders can be stationed back. So there's extra protection on the leg side as well for de Klerk. But more full tosses, not good enough from the bowler. Capsey capitalises.
This is almost like a warm-up drill for Capsey. Kind of want low full tosses just to get your eye in, to find the middle of the bat. And what she's been able to do every time a full toss has been bowled, she and Danny Wyatt at that stage were able to put it away. Well, that's what I wanted to show. So this was the first over of Nadine de Klerk. Width on offer, she went short the first, then she started to go full. She wasn't using the surface at all, which is just free hits for this English side.
Amy Jones on the right-hand side with the pads on, due in next. Oh, bowled it into the pitch. That would be a little too short. Managed to save the boundary. Well done, Tasman Brits in front of the Holly stand. Still yet to have a dot ball from de Klerk. Actually too far away, but hit again so firmly by Alice Capsey, who's raced on to 28, 60 for.
Now, one thing I've noticed about Alice Capsey is that she does slice the ball. What that does do is give some opportunities in the offside area around that extra cover region. The problem is the 34 runs off her 2 overs.
Dispatched. So Chloe Tryon had bowled well the opening over, restricting England to just 2. First ball, a full toss, and there is never going to miss out.
This is just poor bowling from South Africa.
Go.
It's not Christmas Day, is it? Because they're absolutely getting gifts from the South African bowlers. First de Klerk, now Tryon.
One. Any?
Well, if you're wrapping presents, you're putting bows and ribbons on, aren't you? With deliveries like that.
Yeah. No. Good, Annie. Good push.
Should have thought there might have been a single to be grabbed on the missed field.
Yeah, Chloe.
I seem to wonder who else South Africa can turn to in their bowling. De Klerk has just absolutely disappeared, and Sune Lease does bowls spin, leg spin, and actually didn't bowl herself at all in the opening match against New Zealand. Well, great use of the feet. Capsey just 17, bossing it.
Not a lot of turn on offer out the front of the hand, but width on offer again. And one thing is for sure, Capsey loves using her feet.
Good ball.
9 runs from the over, 73 for 2. Well, she's the player of the moment, that's for sure. As Capsey led the way with the bat in the opening match, and she's doing it again here. Features for the Southeast Stars outfit, will play for Oval Invincibles in the 100. It's a good record so far in this Commonwealth Games Cricket T20 for Capsey. Annika Bosch is the 6th bowler being used by South Africa. Some more pace on the ball, which England do enjoy. Medium pace over spin. Can sometimes get a little bit bogged down by the turning ball if it's accurate. That's what we saw from Chloe Trine's opening over.
There's a nice little photo that was going around on social media from Alice Capsey. 2017 World Cup, she went to the final at Lord's.
Oh, that is drilled. There's some protection though. Trying on the boundary.
And was able to get a photo and watch England win the World Cup against India. You know, those square photos that you kind of put your head in for Instagram. I wonder what young female is out there watching this game at Edgbaston that will play for England in the future.
That could have been tight as well. Square on. Kaka needed to hit the stumps. The keeper not. Oh, it's wide. Well placed. Can it be cut off? Good effort from Brits. Well, that's been such a feature, hasn't it, these Commonwealth Games, the crowds that have come in, and so many people who may be coming to cricket for the very first time or watching cricket for the very first time, seeing what is possible as part of your team, knowing that cricket can be a career. Hard enough. Dupree with the fielding, halfway stage of the England innings. It's a good one, 79 for 2.
Can you do it over there?
In the commentary box to see you through the next 10 overs is Stacey Ann King alongside Natalie Jamalos.
Just looking at the projected score for England. England in a good position at the moment to put on a good score. But South Africa, as a team, have missed A lot of
Bowling Kohli. Oh, bowling Kohli.
There's been misrun out chances.
Left,
There's been some puzzling bowling changes as well for South Africa at times. It just strikes me maybe as a team who's physically tired and maybe a bit mentally frazzled as well.
Brilliant Taz! Brilliant Taz!
Had a very tough series recently against England where they couldn't register a win. And they just strike me as a team that's just a little bit on the tired side, both mentally and physically. That should be put away. She's got away with that.
From an England perspective, they've latched on to any. Made good use of this pitch.
Oh, bowling go. Bowling go. Into the left, into the left. Oh, bowling, one net.
Very good over from Nonkululeko Mlaba. Just what South Africa needed, 82 for 2.
Has been Miss Capsey on the front foot. She's been really exceptional this morning during her innings. She's gotten a few full tosses that she's put away. But her field placing in terms of finding gaps has been spot on. She's on 42 off 32 balls.
Another full toss by South Africa. They bowled a lot against New Zealand. They're bowling more today, and it's being punished as it should.
She adds a full 6 into this innings. Alice Capsey to her 7 fours already. Another full pitch delivery. Basically a free hit. Just helped along.
A 17-year-old on 48. Single will take her to 49. It's been a clear plan from England's point of view. Wicket falls early, they send Alice Capsey to number 3. And it's all worked so well for England. They've been so good at being flexible with their batting lineup over the last month or so.
They've struggled to find an opening pair. Dunkley Wyatt hasn't really given them the starts that they want, but with Alice Capsey now, that 17-year-old at number 3. She's really making a mark for herself.
Has she got something on that? Yes, she has. Annika Bosch gets a massive wicket. It's the captain of England and a big player in this batting lineup.
Yeah, they needed that, South Africa. They've really been toiling. It's a full-length delivery from Annika Bosch. Just gets a slight edge that carries to Jafta.
big wicket for South Africa, big moments in the game. Now, can they capitalise on this? They had a good start with the ball through Ismail, and they couldn't capitalise on that. They need to grab this moment, otherwise England can run away with this. Amy Jones to the crease. She'd love a contribution with the bat. She's been excellent behind the stumps with the gloves of the wicketkeeper. Was brilliant in the first game as well. So good with the gloves. Now she'd love a contribution with the bat. Seven away from 1,000 runs in this format. Sounded pretty good off the bat. Don't mind that as a South African, because for South Africa they're bowling to the field.
And it's a good delivery to bowl first up. Very straight, driven straight back as well.
She'll have to wait a little bit longer. Excellent over for South Africa, 90 for 3. A couple of overs for South Africa now where they'd feel like this is a long batting lineup. All the way down to Eccleston. Even I've been told that Fred Kim can also give it a whack. So it's a long batting lineup for England. Capsey still there. She's nice and set and looking good. All she needs now is a partner to give her some support at the other end.
The call. We just settled for one, but this has been much better from South Africa. They've bowled much tighter lines. They've tried to stay wicket to wicket. Oh, yeah.
She wants the run. There's a risk in the run. Has she made it? Will this be her half century? They want to make her 100% sure.
TV umpire to director, there's an umpire review for a run out. Can I have your best angle, please? Just waiting on the best angle here, ladies. Roll it through for me nice and slow. Just take it back, director. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Roll it through now. Roll it through. Yeah, freeze it there. Satisfy the batter, make good her ground. Made my decision for the big screen.
Half century for Alice Capsey at just 17 years of age. She is the youngest to do that for England in this format. And it's in front of a packed crowd at Edgbaston in the Com Games.
Down. Good. Hold me, go. Good. Goose on one, goose on one.
Just appreciation from Capsey.
Catch!
Got him! beautiful spell. And as you would expect, her teammates surround her, knowing how big this moment is. They want to stay in this games.
She has been bowling. She's been attacking stump to stump. It's a good delivery. Capsey attempts to try, but could only find Malaba. Just after making that 50 landmark, she'll be disappointed. But just look at Malaba's celebration. Alice Capsey goes for 50, England 93 for 4.
Such a good innings from Alice Capsey. She has got a bright future ahead of her. She's an exciting player. She gets on with it. She can come in at just about any stage as well. She's not just a number 3. She could come in later too if required. And a real bright future ahead of her, that is for sure.
Yeah. Coming left arm round. One left.
All this means now is an opportunity for Maya Boucher.
One, Bruno! Keeper!
They're going to take 2. And there's a complete mix-up, and it results in a run-out. South Africa are pulling this game back and putting England under pressure.
Amy Jones just looks a bit confused there, but this is good fielding. Prior to this, there's been good running between previous pairs. Played into the leg side. Runs 1. Bit of ball watching as well. And lack of communication. Maya Boucher goes for 1, England 94 for 5.
Of England, joined them quite recently, been working with this team. She's really changed the team quite a bit in the way they approach the game. They've been trying to find a way to become a more attacking side, England, and also a side that doesn't just rely on a few players in their batting lineup and spread the responsibility all the way through. So when you do have a situation like this, you have players to still come in and take responsibility. And Catherine Brunt is very experienced. Now, just looking at this run out, have a listen to Jafta. Sunala Jafta, right through the day, has been very vocal behind the stumps. Very clear in her communication, very loud. She's even at times spoken different languages too. At times, if it's Nadine de Klerk fielding, she speaks in Afrikaans. She's been really switched on today, has Sunala Jafta. And she's been lifting the energies. Now, Sunelise has gone back to Ismail. She's got a wide.
One, Bruno! Keeper!
And that's what you expect from wicket keepers. They are the ones who's seeing everything. So their communication, their support is always important. She did catch Danny Wyatt.
Ismail will test out the middle of the surface, but on this occasion she gets the line wrong. And Jones picks up 1,000 runs in this format.
She is a quality player, Amy Jones, wicketkeeper batter. Just helped along that leg side.
A 1,000 runs in the format. Same amount of innings as Nat Siva, actually. It's more the line that she wants. And we'll bring up the 100 for England in the 14th over. .50 as a result of sustained pressure from South Africa, in particular from Mlaba and her couple of overs that she bowled, and a good over from Bosch as well. Oh, the slower ball took the pace off, so it doesn't reach the keeper despite the edge.
Usually you'd find wicketkeeper and bowler just having some sort of sign if it's a slower ball. She did step up, but just not very much. That's why it dropped in front of her, Jafta.
What are some of the signs they might have? A little tug of the hair, shrug of the shoulders. What would they do?
Yeah, definitely. You may put the ball in one hand and just raise that hand so that the wicketkeeper sees. Could just that tug of the head as well.
White thing.
102 for 5.
She's been exceptional. This Shabnim Ismail picked up 2 wickets of first ball deliveries. Picked up Dunkley and the first ball of her first over, and then picked up Danny Wyatt in the first ball of her second spell.
The scorecard actually tells the tale of the game, really, because there was an okay start for England, but then they managed to get on top of the South African bowlers, hence the 50 from Capsey, the 27 from Wyatt, but now South Africa have pulled it back. Very neatly played. Excellent fielding from Nadine de Klerk. She had a tough day so far with the ball, but her fielding has been top.
Good night.
She had that run out earlier of Marion Boucher, but this is good. This is good from Nadine de Klerk.
Here we go, Chloe.
Good support to her bowler.
Catch! Oh, Chloe! Good, Chloe, good, Chloe.
Very neatly played yet again. Jones knows she has to take responsibility now in this innings.
Give me that, go. Here we go, Chloe, here we go, Chloe. One! Good chance! Good
South
chance!
Africa really struggled in terms of hitting the pitch in the last couple of games. Been very kind to the ground staff for not using their surface. 8 full tosses in the previous game, 9 today. And a strike rate for the batters off those full tosses up to almost 280.
One!
I thought their timing was really good. Dunkley, Wyatt and Alice Gaspy. They got some full tosses and they've put them away.
Stop, Claire. Yeah, down.
That will race away. No protection on the offside. Square of the wicket on the boundary. And a good over for England. They're fighting back, 114 for 5.
It was really expensive from Chloe Tryon. 12 runs coming from that over. And again, once given width, Amy Jones will latch on to that. Offside field is up in the ring as well, so once it beats that offside field, it will run away for 4 runs.
England on course to still put up a very good score here. Obviously the wickets column will be a little bit of a concern for them, but if they're able to get going here and get some momentum behind them, a couple of big overs will get them past that 160 mark. Be tough for South Africa to chase considering the permutations in this group.
Yeah, they've done really well. Still South Africa missing a number of their major players. Leslie retired earlier this year, Marizanne Kapp, Trisha Shetty, Tumi Sukikuni. They're missing up quite a few players either due to injury or unavailability or retirement, but they're doing well, this bunch. There is room for improvement.
Fantastic hit from Catherine Brunt. She can hit the ball a long way and she can hit it clean.
Yeah, I don't think we expected that, but she's taking a bit of pressure off Amy Jones as well. Good connection, a slug sweep. Good movement as well, a nice little shuffle just to get in line. Yep, that's 6.
That will frustrate the bowler. These kind of boundaries come at the back end of an innings. They're just frustrating for the fielding side.
Just that little shuffle. And fortuitous boundary for Catherine Brunt. That's 10 runs. And 2 balls for her.
Really good back-to-back overs for England. 127 for 5. Well, South Africa against New Zealand after 15 overs. New Zealand were 111 on the board. So these full tosses South Africa have bowled over the 2 games, looking at a strike rate for the batters of 280. So they've got to be careful, South Africa, because England were in a very similar position after 15 overs. The captain's got to be really clever with her bowling changes in these last 4 overs, because England have just had 2 very good overs with the bat. So Sinead Lees has got to be careful how she uses her bowlers here. Ayabonga Kaka's still got another 2 to go. She will follow you. That's how she bowls.
But is there a reason why the skipper isn't bowling? Well, that's a good delivery, good directed delivery.
Sinead Lees had a finger injury. And you can just see it's taped up there on the right hand. Middle and ring finger, as it's called. So she didn't bowl a lot against England, bowled a little bit in the test match, and then at the start of the one-day international series against England, she had it quite heavily taped up. Obviously done an injury there, and it's been that way ever since, and haven't seen her bowling.
And she won't want to bowl with that because she won't get sufficient grip.
May not even be allowed to as well, because you don't often get allowed to bowl when you have strapping on your hand. You'd have to probably take it off, and that means bowling without that kind of protection on the fingers.
Yeah, and then you'd really hate if someone drives a ball back at you and you can't put that hand there, or if you do it, it just gets worse. And then you're probably ruled out, so good decision by her.
Waited for the slower ball, and it's just dropped short. But Nadine de Klerk's done really well to ensure it doesn't go for a boundary. But she also made the attempt at the catch.
Yeah, it's a hard decision when you're feeling out there to judge whether you come forward to take a catch or whether you sit back and stop 4 runs. You can see the indecision, but she committed to coming forward, Nadine de Klerk. Save the boundary.
Very clever. She was always going to try and move inside it. And with the full toss, the late adjustment, she's able to access that fine leg side boundary.
Have a good adjustment from Amy Jones as well. And Kaka is trying to follow the batters. And this time around, she got inside the line, got more to that offside to open up that leg side area.
And the boundary just changes the over a bit. Now 9 runs from this one and 36 for 5.
The last 3 overs being, let's say, go in England's favour, 34 runs.
What this partnership has done is, one, add runs in quick time, 42 of 25, but it's also ensured that any batter coming in doesn't have to hang around for a long period of time. So it's the perfect partnership for England. They've done an excellent job in just calming things down, but also adding runs quickly. Three overs to go. From Khululeko Mlaba's bowled beautifully. She's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 17. Changing ends. This will be her last. South Africa would dearly love a wicket here. Oh dear. Don't know that you can run on that if it's settled in the keeper's gloves. It should be a dead ball by that stage.
Yeah, keeper is just sending it back to the bowler. So it should be a dot ball. Dead ball.
One, Tess!
Trying on the throw. Another risk. And another missed opportunity for South Africa.
In a position like that, you want to be side on. You want to give yourself the best chance possible to be closest to the stumps. So when you receive the ball, you can execute a run out.
They need to go that way a little bit. No, the whole thing, Jaden. That's fine.
One.
Catherine Brunt is just a little bit annoyed with herself. She feels she's missed out there.
On top of missing out, you've just picked out the best fielder for South Africa, Shabnam Ismail.
Some pressure building in this over now. It's only gone for 4 runs, and England have just had an excellent passage of play with these last few overs. So Mlaba holding it together again. Just what the Proteas needed at this stage. A quiet over. 141 for 5. Not to repeat that. England, on the other hand, will be hoping they can repeat that and then some. Peter Moreng, on the right-hand side of your screen. Head coach of South Africa has been with them through World Cup successes and obviously some World Cup heartbreaks. They'll be hoping to keep the Com game hopes alive. If they lose today, it doesn't mean they're out. It makes it very difficult for South Africa. They want to win and then have an opportunity to beat Sri Lanka in their final game of the group. Ismail to bowl the penultimate over. This is simply sensational from Brunt. One of the quickest bowlers in the world, and she's just lapped it over her shoulder. 50 partnership.
I'll be thinking, how did she get this done? Almost a ramp. But again, pace from Shabnam Ismail. Good 51-run partnership between this pair, Amy Jones and Catherine Brunt.
Jafta didn't pick that up, and Ismail is not impressed. A smile for Catherine Brunt, and more runs for England.
Effort from Sinola Jafta. You can see why. Frustration from Shabnam Ismail. You've got to move to your right as a wicketkeeper. You've got to be able to at least attempt that chance, because there's no third leg, deep third leg.
.150 for England in the 19th over. They are putting up a formidable total despite having lost 5 wickets. Look at that third 50. A brilliant fight back after they found themselves on the back foot. They were 94 for 5. Ismail bowling to her field with on a long off back. That's what you want, full and straight.
I think they'll just be happy with singles at this point in South Africa. It's already 11 runs in this over, 2 fours to start. There's been 3 singles. Fastest speed.
Well, after being left over her shoulder, first ball, she's decided enough with the slower stuff. She's going to target the stumps. 153 for 5. A fiery spell from Ismail. There's no doubt that she's reignited the fire in her. It's been tough for her the last few games. Hasn't picked up wickets. But today, a bit different. It was her first ball of the spell. It was pin perfect. And then the first ball of her second spell, she picked up another big wicket. She's a great competitor, one of the best in the world. It's a fiery performance from Shubman Ismail today. Just what her team required. Doing it without her bowling partner in Marizanne Cup. Not easy for her. She bowled so much at Marizanne Cup through her career.
Yeah, they've got such a good understanding, both her and Marizanne, and they bowl in partnerships. And that's what you haven't seen really with this South African bowling lineup. You've either leaked runs from one end and been attacking on one end on the other. But they've done well in parts and short stints of this game.
Brilliant. What a perfect bit of adjustment from Brunt. This is a fantastic innings.
She moves around quite a bit in her crease, but opens the face this time around and guides it through that backward point region.
They're thinking like a bowler. Saw it full. I thought, all right, I know there's no one on the offside. And then the overcorrection from Ayabonga Kaka results in another full toss. And more than likely another boundary. Annika Bosch on the boundary, putting in the dive. Just having a look, is she touching the ball? When she's touching the rope, yeah, I think she might have just flicked it at the same time. It's very, very tight, but I think there's a little touch of the ball while she's also touching the boundary rope. Interesting. It seems like the third umpire said no, she saved that. And the crowd wasn't happy with that.
Eight runs already scored off this over. Amy Jones and Catherine Brunt will need some more.
Amy Jones actually missed a little opportunity there. There could have easily been a wide, but she's got a little something on it, so it registers a dot ball. And all these little things can add up to the difference between a winning total and a losing total. To finish the innings. And what a fantastic partnership between these two to take them to what is now the joint highest in the tournament. New Zealand made 167 the other day, and that was enough against South Africa. England could very well have done the same. A 73-run partnership of just 43 balls has taken England to 167, and you couldn't ask for a better finish if you're an England fan.
South Africa will know that it's an uphill task for them. 167 runs to chase off 120 balls. Chloe Tryon will have a big part to play in their innings.
England with the bat. Well, it's been a sort of interesting and almost strange innings. A 50 from Capsey, which was there were a few disappointments for England in that innings, but more than enough in the batting to pick it up. Just the two extras as well.
Shabnim Ismail really the standout for this South Africa bowling. And picked up 2 wickets. First ball of her first spell and first ball of her second spell. She did exceptional. Mlaba 1 wicket, Boucher 1 wicket, but it's been an uphill task for this South Africa team to keep things quiet when England batted. And just 2 extras.
Well, it was South Africa that won the toss, and they chose to have a bowl first, which wasn't surprising considering the conditions. It was a little bit humid today and overcast and on a new surface. South Africa thought the best to bowl first, and Ismail led the charge up front. It was a tough day, though, for Nadine de Klerk, whose first over went for 21 runs. She just couldn't find the right areas at all. She'd been brought into the game today and just struggled with the ball. But there were moments where England really should have found themselves in more trouble because South Africa missed a few opportunities. But Ismail tried her hardest to bring the game back. For de Klerk, her second over went for 13. It was a slightly tougher day for Chloe Tryon with the ball as well.
England batters did make things really difficult for South Africa bowlers. There was some fielding chances. Alice Capsey was exceptional with her batting. She scored 50, only 17 years of age, but was dismissed eventually. The running between the wicket has been good until this point. Mixed up in the middle. Coming down to the end, Amy Jones and Catherine Brunt took on the South African bowlers. They really enjoyed their batting. They powered a 73-run partnership in the end, Amy Jones and Catherine Brunt.
Will it be enough? It should be an exciting run chase for South Africa. They need 168, and we'll be back with a run chase in a few minutes.